Hi guys, welcome to Coding Decoded. This is Rohit, and today we are gonna see the problem robot bounded in a circle, lead code 1041. So without any further delay, let's move to the problem. What is given? It's given that there is an infinite plane and a robot is initially standing at 0, 0 and it is facing north. It can receive any of the three instructions. They are G, L and R. What does G mean? Going straight 1 unit, okay. L means turn 90 degrees to the left and R means turn 90 degrees to the right. So it performs these instructions and repeats them forever. So it repeats them infinitely for an infinite amount of time, infinite times. So we have to return true if there exists a circle in the plane such that the robot never leaves a circle. So it basically means we have to return true if the path of the robot is bounded. So it can be bounded by some circular boundary or something else. So it can be bounded by any boundary, doesn't matter. But the path should be bounded and then we return true. Okay, so let's see the first sample test case. Okay, I've drawn it. Let's see that. So it is given G, G, double L, G, G. So what does that mean? The robot is initially at 0, 0. It has received an instruction G. So it has moved 1 unit up in the Y direction. G again 1 unit up. Then L. So it has turned 90 degrees to the right. So now it's facing west. Okay. And here I have taken a map to represent the directions. You can think this of as a direction map. So now 0 means north, 1 means east, 2 means south and 3 means west. So yeah, let's coming to our test case. Just received two instructions GG. Okay, now it has moved from 0, 0 to 0, 1 and then to 0, 2. Now it has turned left. Now again we have an L over there. So it has turned left again. So that means we have got a 180 degree turn. Now it has received G again. So it is moving downwards now because it is facing south. Now G again it has moved down. And finally after completion of one iteration of the instruction, it has come to its original point. Now friends, in this test case we can see that since after one iteration it has come to the starting point again, no matter how many times you perform the instruction, it will always be at the starting point. But its direction may change. But its net displacement would then become 0. Only its direction would change. So yeah, so we return true for this. And yeah, true is only given as the expected output. Now the second test case is GG. So that means move 2 units in the upward direction or any direction which you are facing. So yeah, the robot will move indefinitely. I think there is no need of any explanation for that. And GL, oh yeah, okay. Okay, so how do we approach this problem? So we can approach this problem, I think, in this way. Yeah, so I've taken one sample input. It may make your doubts more clarified. GGR. 2 units forward, 1 unit right. 2 units forward, 1 unit right. Again, 2 units forward, 1 unit right. 2 units forward, 1 unit right. So one may think at first sight, okay, I'll perform one iteration of the instruction. If the robot returns to the starting point, that means there is a cycle, else there is no cycle. But that's not true in all cases. Suppose take instruction GGR. When I performed one iteration, it is at it moved from 0, 0 to 0, 1, then to 0, 2. It is at 0, 2. Now let us turn right. But when I perform this instruction 4 times, it is definitely at its starting position. So what can you infer? We can infer whenever an instruction is performed for 4 times, the robot comes to its starting position, then there is definitely a cycle. So one can ask me, so how are we taking arbitrarily 4? Why can't it be 8? Why can't it be 16? Why can't it be 100? No, that's not arbitrary, because here the robot is only able to take an instruction, that too in either of the 4 directions. It doesn't have a diagonal traversal or nothing else. So no matter what, when you give robot an instruction, it will just move in any of the 4 directions, and abruptly it can't change its direction to 45 degrees or 135 degrees or anything like that. I think my point is clear. I'm saying it can only move in sort of a square. It can't move diagonally, or it can't move in any other circularly. No, there are only 4 instructions, and that too they are linearly traversable instructions. So 4 times traversing would give us the solution of whether the robot is moving in a cycle or it moves indefinitely. Yeah. And after coding this up, I'll tell you one more solution that might be easier to understand, but this solution is easier for some people to understand. Okay, so what I'm doing first, I'm defining a direction array of arrays to tell the directions. So 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, -1, and -1, 0, and these directions are 4 traversable directions. These are one of the 4 possible directions, and note that here I've taken this order because I've taken 0 to be north, 1 to be east, 2 to be south, and 3 to be west. And if we write it in this order, these are the displacements, dx, dy pairs for each of the 4 directions in order 0, 1, 2, 3. So when I say dirs of, suppose I say 3, 0 or dirs of 3, 1, that means when the robot is facing west, what could be the possible values of dx and dy? So for that sake, I've taken a dirs array. Okay, then I'll take current direction to be also an integer. Initially it is north, so I'll set it to 0. And okay, so we are done. I think we can start coding up the solution. So yeah, now what did I say? I said if we iterate 4 times, it is enough to determine whether there is a cycle or not. So I am writing a while loop to iterate over the given instruction string 4 times, then that would suffice. And taking the xy coordinates of the robot, I'm setting them to 0. So if the instruction si, the character at ith position, is g, that means you have to move forward in the direction you are present. So x would be incremented as dirs of current direction of 0, because 0, 1, dirs of current direction 0 will give the displacement in the x direction, and dirs of current direction 1 would give the displacement in the y direction. Okay, so this is fine. Now else if si is left, What does left mean? Yeah. So please observe this direction map. If you are at 0, left means 3. If you are at 2, left means 1. So one can write this way. You can subtract 1 from the direction you are in. I mean, when you are at 1, subtracting 1 will give 0. When you are at 2, subtracting 1 will give 1. When you are at 3, subtracting 1 will give 2. When you are at 0, subtracting 1 will give -1, but -1 modulo 4 is 3. So that logic works. We can write current direction as current direction -1 modulo 4, and to avoid negative values, I'm again summing up with 4 and taking its modulo 4. I hope you got this point clear, because suppose -1 modulo 4 will be treated as, means -1 modulo 4 is actually positive, that is in human language, but -1 modulo 4 will be treated for the computer as, what would be treated? Yeah. So just a minute. And else current direction is current direction plus 1 modulo 4, and here anyways we don't have any negative values, so we can continue with that. This is optional. You iterate it for 4 times, and if both coordinates turn out to be 0, you can return it as true, otherwise the answer would be false, isn't it? Yeah, I hope it's clear. Okay, let's check the code once again. Yeah, so I missed this. It would be treated as -1. Yeah, because it would treat it as 1 modulo 4 minus. This is -1, but since we are adding 4 to it, we would get 3. So that's what I'm trying to do here. The purpose of this line was due to this fact. If you want, you can check out in your local IDE, and I think we can run this to fix any logical errors. Yeah, so it's true. Okay, let's take this test case. Okay, so let's try submitting it. Yeah, hooray, we got it accepted. I told you we have another solution, but with a slightly different logic. I'll guide you through it. Okay, so the usual part of the code is same, but here instead of iterating it 4 times, we'll just iterate it once. Yeah, this loop is just iterating once. And now my point is, we'll get there. Yeah, so my point is, after iterating once, if you are at 0, 0, that means your displacement is 0. So no matter how many times you take that instruction, you will always remain at 0, 0, though your direction may change. Now there are 2 cases. You remain at 0, 0, or you have displaced. If you remain at 0, 0, you will return true. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So that's why If x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 0, then I am returning 1, I am returning true. And if you are not at 0, 0, but your direction has changed, that means your direction would change in every iteration, and eventually you would come to your original direction. And there also you would be in a cycle and you return 1, else you return 0. What does that mean? So yes, you are not at 0, 0, you have displaced, but your direction hasn't changed. That means you would infinitely go in some direction. So that's why I'm returning 0 here in line number 30. And what if your direction has changed? So that means your direction would change in every iteration actually, isn't that? I think that makes sense. I mean, say we are initially in north direction. We are initially in direction 0, north. In one iteration, we have displaced, our direction has changed to 1. Then it will change to 2. Then it will change to 3. And finally again we would be at 0. So we would return to the starting point. This means I have taken a sample test case for that. We have GGR. So we are moving twice in one direction. We are turning right. So in one iteration, our direction has changed, and our initial point is also different from the final point. We are at 0, 0 initially, now we are at 0, 2. So this direction, once subjected to 4 times change, will return to the original direction. I think you would get this point clear if you dry run it on a paper. I can actually prove it mathematically, but it would be better if you dry run it on a paper, and I am posting a mathematical proof for my point in the comment section below. Hope you like my video. Please share, like and subscribe it. Thank you.